Let me tell you about purpose. Now, a lot of people underestimate purpose. Like, people know about it. People talk about it. People say, oh yeah, this and that. People don't really understand the true importance of it. And that's what I'm going to tell you in this video. Think about you're in a situation where you're in space. Alright? You're lost in space, in the void. Just you, everyone around you, floating around. This is how the world works. And no one knows where they're going. You know, you don't know where you're going. You're going around, and then you're floating around in space, and you find a crowd of people, and they look like they're going in a direction. So you just join them. You join the crowd, see where they're going, and you just stay with them. Stay with the crowd. Stay with the crowd. Every now and then you'll see some other people go in some other direction, but they're not going with the crowd. They must be lost. You're with the crowd. You must be safe, right? Now, imagine if the crowd was going the wrong way. Imagine if, obviously they are, but imagine if you just magically knew the direction to get back to your home. You knew the way to get back to Earth, back to civilization, right? You have your direction there. You have your direction. You know where you need to go, and you'd go wherever you need to go. You'd go. You don't care where everyone else is going. You don't care what other people tell you. If they tell you it's a different way, or if they tell you that you're dumb or crazy for not going with the big group, because you don't care. You've got your direction. You've got your purpose. You don't care what anyone says. Now, that's the same in real life. If you've got your purpose, there's nothing that can stop you. If you've actually got your real core purpose, there is nothing that can stop you. If you have 0 friends, if everyone in your life hates you, if you've got your real purpose, and if you know your real purpose and the direction that you have to take to get to that purpose, there's nothing that can stop you. But now, think about your purpose. What is your purpose? And this is what a lot of people struggle with, knowing their purpose. Now, a lot of people say their purpose is the job they want. A lot of people just say, oh, I want to be rich. I want to have this. It's not saying that's not a purpose. Like if your purpose is to like have a certain job, yeah, it could be your purpose, but it might just be your purpose in the moment. Your goal to get rich might be your purpose in the moment. Now, you as a human, right, you have purpose, and it's like a horizon, right? It's like the world. It's like a jawbreaker, and you can see the purpose like on the outside, right? You know what the shallow purpose is on the outside. You see what that is, and maybe if you've licked the jawbreaker a bit, or maybe it's a bit chipped, you can see a bit deeper. You can see a few purposes in, but a lot of the time, people just aren't able to see the real deep core purpose, and that is what you need. Like, say, we'll go back to the first scenario. You're going through space. Instead of knowing the one direction which you have to go to get back, say you know one direction to like one place where it's like a treasure hunt. You'll go to this place, and then from there you go to there, and from there you go to there, and then from there you go to there, right? Then it's way easier to get off your path, because someone comes along and says, oh yeah, no, but the straight way is just to go this way. Then you're like, oh. Or maybe another crowd of people comes and they're like, oh no, the straight way to civilization is this way. Because if you're kind of hip hopping from purpose to purpose, you don't know exactly what you're doing. You're thinking, I'm going to do this business, and you give up, do another business. You know, that you're literally just useless at that point. And I don't mean you're useless as in there's no point, but I mean you're literally just a ship sitting at sea with no sail up, no engines on. You're just letting the sea take you wherever. and the sea is life. Alright, so that is what the way I can explain purpose. It's like a job. You got your core purpose. A lot of people in this modern day, they're not in touch with themselves. They don't know their core purpose, and because of that, they can't be driven and focused again and again and again and again. They can't do the work again and again and again. They can't stay on the work. You have to do the work for a bit was that's the trend or whatever, and was people like supporting them or whatever, and then as soon as they have a 2-week-long holiday away from people, they forget about it. They're like, oh, whatever. Or it doesn't become the trend anymore to be going towards this one thing, and then all of a sudden they just give up. They're not moving towards anything. They're just floating around in space again. Now, it's very, very difficult to explain how to find your purpose, but a way to start, I think, is first of all by just thinking. Alright, trying to crack it with logic, trying to crack the jawbreaker with the logic, right? See what's in the core. And with that, you can do process of elimination. Think of so much things, and it will take a long time. Sometimes you'll think you find your core purpose, but keep thinking. Even if you're like, oh, I found my purpose, I still think, alright, whenever I think of something like, oh, is that more important than this? Would I sacrifice my purpose that I think is my core purpose right now for that? Right. And this is what it is. Think of one thing, think of another thing. It's would you rather? Would you rather, deep down, would you really sacrifice one thing for the other? Or would you keep this and sacrifice the other thing? For example, children or money. If you pick children, then you move on. Children or your happiness, right? Your children, they grow up well, but you're not happy. Then maybe you don't want you'd rather just be happy yourself, or maybe you don't care. Maybe having seen your children grow up and be happy, that's deeper in your purpose. And then maybe if you have to pick between that and, I don't know, being poor, not actually having a business, right, then you pick that. But then it can be multiple things, because this is where it's really the power of thinking and a lot of time, which it's going to take. Because maybe you don't want to have kids because you're poor, for example. So yes, you'd rather be rich than be poor with kids, for example. But you want to get rich because you want to have kids and you want to be able to sustain them. And it's very complicated to get to this level, to crack open the jawbreaker. And sometimes you'll crack open the jawbreaker, crack it open, and you see your core purpose, right? You think you see your core, but when you get there, maybe there's something else. Life changes. Something you can never predict happens. Something you can never think of happens. Life changes, but you still need to have something which is at that moment your core purpose. And with that, and so you have purpose and direction, and then you have drive. That's what you need. Drive or importance, whatever you want to call it. Because you can know what you really, really want in life, but until you really stack up and think that if you don't put in the work now, it's never going to happen. Someone else is going to take it. Because there's 8 billion people. I think not a single one of them wants what you want. No. There's people that want exactly what you want. They want exactly the beautiful wife you want. They want exactly the family you want. They want the house you want. They want the car you want. They want the business you have. They want the clients you'll have. you know, and all it takes is for them to outwork you by 1, 2, 3%, and what you want is gone, because you decided to be lazy for a few years and they're already there, and then you've got to settle for something a bit worse. You've got to get to this a bit later. If this is the best way, if you can put a timer on your purpose. For example, I'll share a personal. Look, I want to be able to get money, right? As soon as possible, get money. So, moving on to the next purpose layer, I can support a family so that I can have children and raise them properly, linking in with the money so I can raise them in my own home without having to worry about a job, and being with them, you know, and being able to teach them without having to send them to some school for some random person I don't even trust to teach them, right? And then I want to be able to help people. I help my children, and I still want to help people like I'm doing now. But the time goal is, if I don't get money early enough, then I'm gonna get older, my wife's gonna be older, you know, and then I'll be able to have less kids. I want to have tons of kids, right, as much as possible, but which obviously I need the money for. So you see it's this whole web, right? It's this whole web, because you can't have the core layer without all the outside layers. Otherwise, that core is the outside layer. Do you understand? So it's all an interconnected web. Alright. It's all one jawbreaker. Alright, all your purpose is one jawbreaker. And you need to learn another thing, which is, I'll tell you about later, hold on. You know, putting a timer on your purpose, right? Saying you want to have as much kids as possible, so you have to get money so you can get married and you be sustainable as early as possible, so your kids aren't like genetically disfigured or something because you had kids at old age, right? And you want to be working, and you want to be working hard, and you want to have a body that your kids can look up to, and a wife and a mother that's beautiful so your kids can look up to her, right? That's the time goal. Put a time goal in whatever your purpose is. Think of a time goal. This is one of the most crucial advice, because this can, even if you don't have any drive to like work towards it, if you put a time goal, it might not be today, it might not be next week, it might not be next month where you start working towards it, but you'll work towards it, and then maybe you'll take some time off. But the thing about having that timer is every single day you'll see it ticking down. I haven't got this yet, I haven't made progress. And then one day, when you're not making progress and you realize, this is my core purpose, this is what I want to do, what am I doing now? Is this helping me? No. That is what keeps you going. That timer, where every day that timer is going off in your head, am I getting closer? Am I getting closer to what I really want? When it's going on in your head, that's what keeps you. That's the drive, that's the discipline, that's the, I have to do this even though I don't want to. I'd rather be doing this, but I have to do this. I have to do this. You need to have the have to do this. You need to have the I can't lose. There is no losing. It's this or nothing. You know, I'm going to succeed, or there is no, or I'm just going to succeed. You need that mindset. You need that I have to have this. I will have this. I will make it so that I have this. Because if you say you want to have it, instead of I will have it, like, you're taking stuff out of your control, and then you can give up easier, and you don't want that. And the next thing I'm going to say is something I say in a lot of other videos, and I've said in previous videos, and that is draw lines for yourself. Things you will not do because it's harmful towards your purpose, harmful towards your goal. You know, lines of things that you have to do, like you have to do this, right? Like, or something you can't stop doing. For example, another personal thing. The line that I drew is I can't quit YouTube. I can't. I can't. Because if you want to be successful, then you can't quit. You can't quit midway to your purpose, can you? You can't. The jawbreaker, you can't expect to have it in your mouth for 5 minutes and expect it to be at the core already. Alright, if you give a jawbreaker 1 lick and then another lick, 5 licks, and then you give up, what do you expect to happen? See, this sounds ridiculous, but if you think of your purpose and your goals like a jawbreaker, the reward in the middle, actually achieving it in the middle, then it becomes a lot easier. Because even though in the short term every lick seems useless, if you stop licking, you'll never get into the middle. If you stop putting in the work, you're not getting to that goal. You're not getting to the purpose. And that is what you need. You need the drive. You need the energy. You need I can't eat that food because it goes against this, or I can't do this because it goes against this. You need to draw these lines for yourself, saying you need to do this, or you need to do this, or you can't do that. Never do that. Make sure you do this. Lines like this, draw them. And the thing I recommend is having a journal, right? Because a lot of the time you'll think of something which is kind of like maybe motivational to yourself, like a reason that you're like, one of those moments where it's like, why am I not working? Yes, but it's at 3 a.m. or it's like at night and you can't be bothered to do anything because you need to get sleep for the next morning, right? Or you thought of something like randomly, just a reason like that you have to go to the gym. Keep your notebook by you all the times, literally by your bedside table. You think of something, you write that down. And every now and then, for me, it's whenever I go to make a video, or sometimes I just open it, see what's going on. I'll read what I've written, because it just becomes like a mess of like thoughts that have just entered my journal. And once you've done that, because my reasons and my thoughts are going to be different to yours, like the things that motivates you is going to be different to what motivates me. So what I can tell you is the easiest thing is get a journal, and then everything that does motivate you can write it down. Every thought that you make that motivates you, because what's motivating you more? Your own thoughts, your own reasoning, that your brain is telling you have to do this, your instinct is telling you have to do this, your subconscious is telling you have to do this, or some motivational video on YouTube. Alright, I can guide you the way, I can give you the knowledge, I can tell you what to do. You're the one that has to put it into action. You're the one that has to, I can give you the schematics, you're the one that has to build it. Alright, this is your life, not mine. I can give you the plans to build it in a certain way, but you're the builder. You're the builder of your own life. But that's all I have to say today. Think deep, find your purpose, put the timer on it, and get working now. Cheers. Got a free community, you can join it. Remember to like and subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this on your timeline, and this video here is one that YouTube thinks that you would like, so go click it. Might be relevant to you, you never know. Cheers.